The 2010 hurricane season is here. To make sure you're ready, here are some safety tips for you, your family, and your home.
Half our lives, 6 months out of every year, are spent bracing for hurricane season. This program will help you get ready, Florida. We'll cover 5 critically important topics: strengthening your home, preparing for a hurricane, including what needs to be in your family survival kit, determining if you have enough insurance, when, where, and even if you need to evacuate, and what to do and not to do in the storm's aftermath. Preparation is the key, and preparation begins at home. For many Floridians, that means reinforcing or hardening their homes. Whether you spend hundreds of dollars or tens of thousands, a smart plan now for strengthening your home will help ensure it's still standing after the storm passes. Which brings us to question number 1. How should you best protect or harden your home? Remembering that wind is usually your greatest enemy in a hurricane, essential strengthening should focus on the weakest points of your house: windows, garage doors, as well as removing external threats to your home like patio furniture and overhanging tree limbs.
People are no longer saying, should I do something or should I not? What they're saying today is, what should I do? I'm ready to go.
It's most paramount to protect your home and to board up those windows, secure your garage doors, make sure you pick up all your lawn furniture, put your barbecue pit in the garage. Just take care of your property.
Proven inexpensive protection also can be applied to reinforce your garage door, the single most vulnerable feature in your house. Kits are available at local hardware outlets. And here's another important note. Frantically taping your windows, any windows, is pure nonsense and offers no protection at all.
When and if the wind comes into your home, it is going to have to find a way back out. And what that means is it's going to search along the path of your walls, your roof, your connectors, your doors, and look for weaknesses. When it finds those weaknesses, that's when you see something that looks like a bomb going off.
A central key to preparedness is being able to react quickly. That means having everything you need within immediate reach. Every household should have a hurricane survival kit. Question number 2, what are the essentials for any home hurricane survival kit?
We want to make sure that they're prepared to take care of themselves for at least 72 hours. And that means having a 3-day supply of food, 3-day supply of water. We tell people to have a gallon a day per person. That's generally enough to get by. Make sure they have all their medicines, make sure they have flashlight, batteries, portable radios, all those things they need to get by for at least 3 days.
Pick up cash ahead of time. The ATMs probably won't be working for a while. Gas up your car ahead of time and keep important documents, including insurance policies, readily at hand. Just as important, there are items that should not be in your survival kit. Items like candles and kerosene lamps, which carry a serious risk of fire. It's every homeowner's greatest fear. Everything you've worked for, wiped out. Everything you've built, gone. If that happens, only one thing stands between you and homelessness: insurance. Question number 3. Do you know whether you have adequate insurance coverage? If you haven't reviewed your insurance policy with your agent in the past year, there's a very good chance you're underinsured. Ask about replacement coverage and consider federal flood insurance to protect you from damage from rising water, which is not covered by a standard homeowner's policy.
Flood losses are not covered under the standard homeowner's insurance policy. That includes rising surface water, wind-driven surface water, and storm surge. So it's important that if you're residing in an area that is flood prone, that you do consider purchasing flood insurance.
You might also consider raising your deductible.
It can mean a great reduction in your annual premium, and really the homeowner's policy then becomes something that takes care of those losses that are either catastrophic or beyond your normal means.
Consider documenting your finer possessions with videotape or pictures. A definitive record in the aftermath of a storm will streamline any claim you might have, and if you evacuate, policy information displayed on your home's exterior will also help speed the process. It's a modern-day ritual Floridians have come to know well, watching the weather reports as a storm approaches and considering the option of whether to evacuate. Question number 4, when should you evacuate and where should you go? The rules of evacuation are simple and designed to save your life.
The key thing that people need to understand, particularly here in Florida, the most important thing we can do is get people to evacuate off the coast and move to higher ground. Along those coastal areas where the storm strikes the coast with not only wind, but more importantly, storm surge, the water and the waves, is the real danger zone. And again, we very rarely evacuate whole counties, the exception being Monroe County and the Florida Keys, but generally for most people, if they will move away from the coast inland tens of miles into an area that's safer, we can significantly reduce the risk of loss of life in these hurricanes.
Find out now if you live in an evacuation zone and leave promptly if you are ordered to evacuate. Too many residents ride out hurricanes at home because they don't think the storms are that dangerous. That's a gamble that often turns deadly in a Category 4 or 5 storm. Waiting too late to evacuate is another potentially dangerous decision. The deadliest place to ride out a serious storm is stuck in traffic on the highway. Make your plans early and don't go any further than you have to.
There's no point in Florida more than 100 miles from the coast, and these fast-moving, very powerful hurricanes can send hurricane-force winds well inland. So even in our inland counties, if you're in mobile homes, RV parks, you too may be asked by your local officials to go to shelter or go stay with somebody in a more substantial building.
Official weather updates are issued every 5 to 6 hours. Stay informed. Listen closely. Be prepared to take quick action and remember the importance of getting out of flood zones well in advance of a storm. They bear repeating. Evacuate promptly if ordered. Stay tuned to weather updates. Don't go further than you safely need to. Take essential food, water, medicine. Take important documents. Have a contact plan for family or friends. Let your employer know your plans and how to reach you.
Another thing we learned from Katrina, you don't know once you leave your home how long you're going to be gone. So think very strategically about your pets as well. Go on the website, find out who will allow you to bring pets with you, and be adamant that your pet should go with you, because I know there's some folks who are probably listening to this saying, I can't leave without my dog or my cat. Okay, but make sure you take some food to take care of them, and they can go with you.
Just as vital as knowing when to get out of a storm's path, Floridians also need to know when they can safely return to their homes. Question number 5, when should you return to a hurricane-affected area? As eager as most residents are to get back home, be aware most hurricane-related injuries and fatalities occur after the storm, from downed power lines, falling trees, and flooding.
From an electrical point of view, turning off and unplugging appliances, sensitive electronic equipment is important. And if you're going to evacuate, then it would be best to just switch off the main breaker in your breaker panel and de-energize all the equipment in your house until you return.
Electricity and water might still be out when you return, so be extra careful. If you have a generator, make certain it's kept outdoors and away from windows, doors, and vents that could allow carbon monoxide fumes indoors. And never refuel a generator while it's still hot. In any event, it's important to wait until local emergency officials say it's safe to return, and even then, be cautious.
Their utility companies are doing absolutely everything they can. They're really working very, very hard to restore the power as quickly as possible. And so customers who prepare and then are patient and supportive as the process unfolds, I think are going to be the most comfortable.
For those who still might think the difference between a Category 1 and Category 2 hurricane isn't all that much, listen carefully.
The damage doesn't go up linearly, it goes up exponentially So a Category 2 hurricane is not just twice as bad as a Cat 1. It's probably about 10 times as bad if you look at the damages. A Cat 3 is not 3 times as bad. It's probably 50 times as bad. So all bets are off. The stronger the hurricane gets, the worse the damage. Much worse.
Think of a storm hitting South Florida, impacting 6 to 7 million people, crossing the state, exiting Tampa still as a hurricane. Total number of people impacted, over 8 million Floridians. There is no government big enough to get there fast enough in the critical hours and days after disaster.
Each of us has a responsibility to get ready and be prepared to protect our families, our homes, and our state.
The preceding program has been brought to you by the State of Florida's Division of Emergency Management, the National Hurricane Center, Flylock's Hurricane Window Clips, the Salvation Army, Progress Energy, Bell South, and Travelers Insurance.